What's up, everybody? Welcome back to beautiful sunny Florida. Sunny-ish anyway. Haven't ridden much this week, but I should have gotten on my bike sooner. I wasn't feeling good, but man, riding is the cure for what ails you. Before I got on my bike, my mind was in a fog. I didn't feel like doing anything. But then I got on my bike and rode around some, and now I'm feeling a whole lot better and ready to go do some exploring. So today I'm going to try to get onto the Pensacola Naval Air Station and check out the historic forts that are over there. There's Fort Barrancas and Advanced Redoubt. There's a third historic fort in Pensacola, Fort Pickens, that's out on the beach, and that'll be featured in part 2 of this. So there's not a whole lot to these two forts that are on the Navy base. Fort Pickens is considerably larger, there's considerably more to see out there. But I figured if I made it a two-parter, did both of these forts at once, and then Fort Pickens in the second part, it would give me enough footage and time to explain some of the historical aspects of everything, and the background, and all that. So there's a bunch of stuff on the Naval Air Station that can be visited. In addition to the historic forts, there's a beach out there you can go to. There's the Naval Air Station National Aviation Museum, which is actually probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most, and I think it'll be the coolest. But I'm trying to figure out how exactly I want to do it. I think I want to try to schedule it so that my visit coincides with one of the Blue Angel practices. He had a GoPro with one of the Blue Angel practices, so that I can split that into a two-parter as well and make the first part the tour of the museum and the second part the Blue Angel practice show. I think that'll be pretty cool. Alright, well, I'm coming up on the Naval Air Station, and they're not too fond of cameras, so I think I'm going to pull over and take my GoPro off, stash it in my backpack while I go through the front gate, and then I'll see you guys when I get to the forts and mount it back up on my helmet. So, here we are at Fort Barrancas on Pensacola Naval Air Station. So, basically, you got the city of Pensacola, Pensacola NAS, Fort Barrancas right here. Advanced Redoubt is just up the road. Fort Pickens is out across the bridge on the beach. And those are the three forts that I'll be checking out in this two-part series. So this shows all the forts that were built in the 18 and 1900s to protect the eastern coastline. As you can tell, the area was a pretty valuable commodity at the time. There were quite a number of forts built here. So up this hill is the actual fort, but down here there's like a picnic area, a nature trail, stuff like that. I think one of these trails actually takes you to Advanced Redoubt, which is the other fort on the air station. Either that or it's just like a loop around somewhere through the woods or something, I'm not sure. So, shit. Fucking wasps. So here is Fort Barrancas, this one. And the white one over here is the Spanish water battery that this little placard's talking about. The city of Pensacola is actually called the City of Five Flags because it had been under the control of 5 different countries. Spain, France, England, the Confederacy, and the United States. So, at the time that this was owned by the Spanish, they built that water battery out there. And you can get this little self-guided tour sheet, or they actually have guided tours that you can take.
And the numbers located around there, like you saw, correspond to the numbers on the self-guided sheet. That one was just talking about the drawbridge here. That one was just talking about the oh, what's it called? Fuck, I can't think right now. So there's a series of 2 tunnels down here that you can walk around. There's not a whole lot down here. Just a couple bats, some bugs, a couple dead ends. You get to the end, you gotta turn around. The other one, this one I think, ends in a dead end. And the other one actually makes a complete loop around. Then there's a couple closed off storage rooms down here. Like I said, not really a whole lot to see. So in this section of the fort, apparently they had some kind of heated fire pit. And they would heat up the cannonballs in there before they fired them. But here we go. So this is still Fort Barrancas, the Spanish water fort. Spanish water battery still down there. Across the way there's Fort Pickens, and then Fort McCree used to be over on that patch of land behind those trees over there. But during the war, the Union was actually in control of Fort Pickens, not the Confederacy. And the Union used Fort Pickens to bombard the hell out of Fort Barrancas and Fort McCree, driving the Confederacy away from the forts. And basically Fort McCree fell to a state of disrepair. They tried rebuilding it once, but then it got destroyed by a hurricane. So it's only accessible by water, but there's nothing really to see out there anyway. Still a pretty nice view out there though. I can't walk upright. Even if I didn't have my helmet on, I don't think I'd be able to walk fully upright. The curse of being tall. Apparently the cannons they had here at the water battery were for defending against ships. And the cannons they had up at the other fort were more for attacking the other forts. Because like I said, Pickens was actually under Union control. But, talking about the restoration of the forts here. Turning them into a tourist attraction. We're too low now to see over the trees, so you can't see the water over there or anything. Or Fort Pickens. But, I don't think this will be much of a better vantage point either. Nope. Still can't see past the trees. So, like I said, not a whole lot to look at. But coming out here and learning the history, it's pretty interesting. This slope around the fort, it's called like a glacis or something. I'm not sure about the pronunciation. But basically it's meant to conceal and protect the fort from land artillery fire. So that's Fort Barrancas. There's a visitor center up here that you probably saw on the way in. It's got a little gift shop, a bunch of other information, walls of information. Stop in there real quick, get some air conditioning. Yeah.
other than that, we're just like, what? This is not.
That was a quick look at the little visitor center. There's the nature trail over there that I mentioned. I think that's the one that actually connects to Advanced Redoubt, which is where I'm heading to next, so see you. So at this fort, there's even less to see. You can't even go inside of it. It's blocked off. You can just walk around it, look at all the signs, read up about the history of it. So you can see here, built to protect the Pensacola Navy Yard, which is what used to be here on the Naval Air Station grounds. It's got that same sloped outer grounds, help conceal and protect it. Won't be able to get inside. Don't know how much there even is to see if you could get inside. But same as the other one, they've got little numbers posted around, and they've got these self-guided tours that tell you what the numbers mean. Oh, one of these is pretty brutal. If you happen to get past the outer defenses and you get in between the two walls, basically you're just going to be caught in a barrage of gunfire and artillery fire. They had spots for cannons down at the end, and then on either side, on the inside of the outer wall and the outside of the inner wall, you'd have guns facing in, and it'd just be a complete slaughter. So it was part of the protection for the fort, how they designed it. And that's what I was talking about. It shows the crossfire that you would be caught in if you made it between the outer and inner walls. Sort of a last stand defense mechanism. Like I said, you're over the bridge. The front door is closed, padlocked shut. There aren't even any windows up there for you to see inside. So the other side and the back side of the fort look pretty much the same as the other side, as you can imagine. And that's pretty much it. So those are the two forts on Pensacola Naval Air Station. Like I said, I'm not a huge history buff, and I only came to visit these once before I did this motovlog, so I don't know a whole lot about it. But I know the National Park Service has a web page where you can get more information about these. I think there's a page for each of these on Wikipedia, if that's your cup of tea. Next time, I will be showing you Fort Pickens, which you can actually get inside of and walk around and see some stuff. You can get on top of it. It gives you a better view of where Fort McCree used to be. And also from one of the towers, you can see back across this side, you can see Fort Barrancas. You can see the Pensacola Lighthouse, which is here on NAS, just down the road a little bit more. Might go visit that sometime too, see what it's all about. I think when I stopped by there the first time, I didn't go in because it cost money and I was being a cheapskate that day. But I think there was a sign outside that said something like, the Pensacola Lighthouse is the highest point in the city or something. I'm not sure. We don't have any skyscrapers, so, or any other tall buildings for that matter. So I could see it being the highest point as a lighthouse. But anyway, that's for another time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the quick little tour. I'll post some links in the description to give you some places where you can get some more history about the fort. And next time I will be touring Fort Pickens. So I'll see you then.